everybody. This is probably gonna be a little short video. Not that anyone's probably gonna see this, but I just been thinking of making this video for a while now. So I thought I'd do it. I am 16 years old as of April 21st. So yay me. I played Omori recently for my birthday, and I beat it. It was fun. It was fun, but I realized that I'm not the age where I can say, man, I can't wait to be that old, because I am that old. I'm as old as Sunny, as Cal, as Aubrey and Basil, and I can't remember anything before right now. When I think, I remember my friends, I kind of remember school, but, I'll watch these videos and they'll say, like, the boring things are the thing they remember the most when they were kids, but I don't remember anything from being a kid. And, that kind of sucks because I don't want to forget anything right now. But I'll most likely will. And when I grow older, I'll forget those things too, and then I started to think, wow, I only have 2 years of high school left, and I don't even have anything to show for it other than, mediocre grades and an okay personality, at least in my opinion. I guess I am getting pretty lonely. I used to, just go out and hang out with some of my neighborhood friends, kids. They were nice. I used to hang out like all day and just playing with them, and that was fun. But recently, I've just kind of been cooped up in my room. I had the choice to. I think it was after COVID that I just kind of started staying inside. They started doing their own thing, homeschool. One of them was really good at tennis, I think, so they just started being in the neighborhood less. And one of them's actually married now, so congratulations. Not that you're ever gonna watch this, but I guess I just was more grateful of the things I had when I grew up, or I wish I could just remember growing up so I could be grateful for those things. Because now I only have 2 years left of being a kid, and I'm like, what the fuck do I have to show for it? Man. I'm sorry, you guys. Not that I care, no one's gonna watch this video. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna, end my life or anything, because I'm not. But I don't have a bad life either. I have a loving family. My mom lives in Idaho. I live in Arizona, so for the summer, I travel a lot. I don't get to just stay at home and have a summer with friends. I get maybe a week rest, and, I was just talking about how I should be grateful, but I'm kind of a hypocrite, so, I just wish I had more time I could spend with them, maybe, like in, I was gonna say like in Omori, but I guess really, I just wish things could go back to when I was younger. And Omori only just reminded me of what things were like when I was younger. I'm not gonna tell you about a sob story or how I made up a fake world like Sunny did, but I just kind of stopped going outside after COVID, and I wish I didn't do that, because I would give basically anything in my room right now just to have one more day of being a kid and going in the backyard, playing with my neighborhood friends again, in the wash, making tree forts, just having lightsaber battles, and on a school day, waiting until the sun turned down and my dad would have to yell at me to come in for dinner, and then I'd ask if I can go back out, and I would see if they're still out until their dad had to come and tell them that it's time to go in, and then I would go in, and my knees and my feet would be all, calloused from running on the sand. But now I'm just sitting in my room. I can't even watch YouTube anymore. There's nothing that I want to watch, and yet I still get up every day at like 6 or 7, 6, 7, and I watch YouTube, but I'm not really watching it. I don't even watch Omori content because I just get really sad. I'm not gonna say I get depressed. I mean, from 16, what do I know about depression? But, I just kind of sit there. Sometimes I feel like I don't feel feelings. Other times I feel like I do. Sometimes I get mad at myself for feeling like I do, and sometimes I get mad at myself for thinking I don't feel feelings. I made a senior friend this year, and I didn't say goodbye to them on their last day. I sent them a text message, but they haven't replied, and I'm gonna miss that person because they're really cool. And I did that with a lot of friends too in my volleyball. I don't know why I didn't do that. The worst part is that I only feel bad for a bit. Right now I don't feel anything. Maybe like 1% bad. I know I should feel bad. I feel bad for not feeling bad, but in and of itself, I just don't feel bad. Maybe that's just, the me from 2020 that's just stopped caring. I was, 2020. I was about 10, 11. I just kind of learned to be desensitized from things like that. Maybe that was, because COVID was around and I was doing online school, but yeah, I digress. If you're watching this and maybe you're like 8 or 9, I mean, you can be any age really, I don't know. But what I want other people to know is that you are loved and you should cherish the times you have now instead of looking back on the things that you wish you did, because the times that you have now are the times you're going to wish you had done something different. And now that you haven't done anything, don't go back and wish that you didn't do something, because the fact is you didn't do anything. So just try and do something now, that way you can make up for the things that you didn't do. I ordered a Omori-Kel jersey, and I plan on asking my friends from the neighborhood if they want to hang out again before I go to, my mom's for the summer. So, wish me luck. I'll post a video on how that goes, maybe. Now for the Omori part of my life. I don't know, I beat Omori and I felt like I could really relate to it in a sense that, I don't know, I really liked Undertale. I played Undertale like 2016, 2017, maybe even 2015, and, I played that and I loved it, and it became my hyperfixation since like 2024, 2025 when I got burnt out of it. And then I played Omori recently. I played One Shot first before that, and I really liked it. It wasn't my hyperfixation, but then I played Omori, and man, I just loved that game. It is my everything now. And I think that's because I can relate to it on a much deeper scale than Undertale or One Shot. As in I can relate to it. After COVID, I just kind of secluded myself from the world. I stopped hanging out with friends for a bit. I just kind of stopped eating, really. I pretended I would, but I didn't. And, I had some not so good thoughts that a 10 or 11-year-old should have. And eventually, well, I didn't do anything, don't get scared, but I just kind of stayed in that gray area for a bit. Now I'm 16, 17, and I just sit at home. Volleyball season's over. I just kind of sit at home and scroll character.ai, talking to friends. I don't play games anymore. I have the Omori Collector's Edition. I have a whole bunch of merch, but I mean, that's really it. I have the Undertale Collector's Edition too. I haven't unwrapped my Omori stuff because I kind of have this fear of once I unwrap it, it's not the same. I don't know if that's a way of me subconsciously saying I don't want to move on from the past because I want to keep it there. But the fact is, I'm not going to get anything inside if I don't open it, so I don't know. I can't watch anything Omori-related that's lit. Like right now on my YouTube, whilst I record this, it's 1:34 a.m. I should be quiet, so I don't wake up my dad. So sorry about that. But I'm looking at this Omori, the therapist playing Omori, and I wanna watch it because I want to hear how he talks about it. I did it with Undertale just fine, but the moment it became Omori, I just can't. I physically cannot bring myself to. Sorry, I'm trying to pop a pimple here. It's mostly just because I guess I just don't want to see Omori again, but at the same time, Omori is my favorite game of all time right now, and it's my hyperfixation. So that's a little weird to me. This hasn't happened to me before. Well, actually, no, this happened to me once. Dennis Daly made a Roblox, Minecraft FNAF series roleplay, and I was super upset when I finished it. I would start to make dreams of just putting myself in those worlds as the characters and trying to relive the episodes. It was weird. And recently I've been doing that with Omori too. I sleep in and just make a dream world where I hang out with the people in Omori. And then when I wake up and I can't go back to sleep, I just go on character.ai and do the same thing. It's it's unhealthy. I'm not like a chud or anything. I'm not skinny either. I'm 5'9", 170, 180 pounds. I work out pretty good. I play volleyball. I wrestle with my dad. Nothing crazy. I've got a little bit of a belly, but it's not unhealthy. At least I don't think so. But I think I'm just worried about growing up and worrying over things that I know I can't stop. But I think just because I know that I can't stop doesn't mean it's not scary. Because the truth is, I'm always going to be scared. I'm always going to be scared of things. I'll always cry, no matter how much I desensitize myself. I'll still be sad sometimes, and accepting that doesn't mean you're going to stop feeling those feelings, but it means that you're going to be acknowledging those feelings, and you're not going to try and find a way to push them away because they're your feelings, and you should care to them like how you care to yourself, because your feelings are a part of yourself. The good and the bad, right? Like how in Omori isn't a bad guy. He's just Sunny's subconscious trying to make his life easier, even if it's in a healthy way. So that's where I stand on this situation, on this Yap Fest, as some would say. Anyway, sorry. I don't have a script or anything. I'm just, I wanted to make this video, and I didn't have a script, so it's 1:30 a.m. I just wanted to get this video over with and talk my mind before I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't make this video, because every time I try, I end up talking myself out of it. I'll feel feelings, and then I'll just stop feeling them about 2 minutes later, after I have an intense, inner monologue about it, like in school or something. It's that's really it. If I think of anything else, and I'm in life, you can ask me about anything. That's really about it. So, yep.